And Twitch is up. Oh, yeah, and
Hello,
tweeting.
bots.
All right. Oh my gosh. So, last week, holy crap, everybody. Last week, our heroes have been hunting for Cyrus's missing Tuathan mentor, Mort, across the human city of Queensboro and now into the realm of fairy. They have followed through woods and down river, and they have at last tracked Mort to the hold of a ship belonging to one of the Fey Dragon Lords, one of the seven most powerful dragons in Fairy, probably in the top 50 to 100 of all Fey creatures. And in the hold of Lord Lambton, imprisoned under a net of illusion and mists and fey magic, Mort has been held captive. But the real story has been happening on top of the ship. Long simmering hints and clues have boiled over, and it has been revealed that the gold and silver Fey Dragonborn Oryx, well, what exactly their relationship is isn't entirely clear, but in some important metaphysical way, Oryx also seems to be a version of Bran the Raven King, the human sorcerer king who was half responsible for the sundering that split all of the various magical realms and the human realm apart. You all are now locked in a confrontation. Lambton has taken his full draconic form, swelling up out of the water as a massive, like mist-covered fey dragon. Sort of diaphanous wings that look like fairy dragon. It seems like in some way he is part of the river.
Lovely.
The mists and the waters roll up and through him and out of him. You can see swirling shapes forming in the mist. Above Oryx's head, the cold iron crown, the crown of the Raven King, is burning with gray fire. In the hold below, Bran is staring. Sorry, Mort is staring up. His cage weakening with the power that's been exerted on it. Oh boy. Let's kick off with some initiative.
Yep.
I was about to ask, does the iron hurt? Not getting that answer. All right, let's see here. Oh wait, I have advantage on that. Okay. 18. Thank you, advantage.
hmm
Because I rolled a nat one. Get it out early.
Some very good initiative rolls. I'll run the automated roll for everybody else. All right. Gotta find this other token. So, the very first thing that happens is swirling out of the mist. You see these small creatures that almost look like maybe like minor replicants of Lambton. Too large to be sort of standard fairy dragons. Each of these is probably the size of like a large dog. They make sort of a dragonfly sound as their wings beat rapidly, and they come out of the mist and are going to head straight at you all. Let's see.
Did we determine how deep the water is?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
Somebody roll 1d8. Let's say Cyrus, roll 1d8. A 1. All right, that was a good thing to roll.
Yay!
This fairy dragon comes swooping in, and it draws in a huge breath, and you can see as it breathes in, it's inhaling like a pretty substantial amount of the mist pouring off the river. Nope, that's fire breath. Very different. Here we go. All right. It lets out this puff of gas, and the gas is filled with the same colors as the river, and it has a sweet smell to it. Everybody, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Oh boy. $15.
rolled great on the initiative. Rolled a 2 on the saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Good job, Cyrus.
So, Cyrus, something about you, this just washes off. I think even as this thing zeroes in on you and draws close, you're sort of able to watch its face. It suddenly starts to have regrets. You don't know if it can like sense Mort in the hold down below, or if something about you smells off. But it lets out this, and this multicolored cloud hits. So Cyrus and Lexi are both fine. Oryx is under an effect.
So much for being the Raven King.
And effect.
Yep, you'll find out at the start of your turn. Oryx, give me a 1d8, and Lexi, give me a 1d8.
1d8?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a 5.
I got an 8.
Whew.
Nice split here. 1, 5, 8.
Yeah.
So one of these fairy dragons oh no, they're both going to do this. So one of them is going to no, I guess they're both going to go for it because they know they're probably going to die. Each of them swoops in and like lays a tiny hand, a tiny claw on Marta, and they are both going to cast polymorph.
Cast what?
Polymorph.
Polymorph. Sorry, my ears are stopped up and I have to rely on Joe's audio, so we might need to turn it up more than we usually do.
So Marta has advantage on saving throws against magic. So on the first one, she only gets an 8.
Oh
no. Okay, Marta is going to go ahead and burn one of her legendary resistances. Her legendary resistance. She only has one. and is going to make another save with advantage. On the second one, the first die that came up was a 1.
Oh my god.
But she got a 17
Okay.
on the die, so she makes it. On initiative count 20, the lair action happens. Yeah. Who's going to try this on? I'm going to roll 1d6 and number you all off top left to bottom right, and we'll see who gets affected. All right, Cyrus. This multicolored fog sort of swirls up around you. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Very nice.
All right, with a 16, you resist. This sweet-smelling mist starts to nudge the edges of your senses, but you are able to sort of push through, and you are not affected. Also, at the end of the last creature's turn, Lambton is going to use a legendary action. And
A quick logistical question. Is Lambton's token actually on the board for us to see?
it was.
Okay, because I can't find it. And so I was just asking, like, am I dumb?
It's up in the top left, but it's kind of shaded.
Okay. Oh, let's.
It gets sort of washed out in the lighting.
Yeah. So he's like not within the circles.
Oh, I should look at how you all are viewing this. Oh, yeah, no. Lambton is not visible to you all.
Okay.
There's just like a large shadow looming up just out of sight.
Yeah. Because, like, if that's how it was supposed to be, like, that's totally cool. But I was just like, wait a second. Am I supposed to be able to see where he is right now? Because I ain't got a clue.
Actually, Lambton's going to hold off on a legendary action. It is Lambton's turn. Lambton is going to move into sight.
Well, thanks, Lambton. Appreciate that. Didn't have to come that close, but okay.
And Lambton is going to use a massive poison breath weapon. Lambton draws in the mists.
They are not allowed to do this to me.
Weirdly, still smells sweet, but there is like an acidic, sour quality to it. And everybody gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
$24.
11.
Damn, you're a weak ass Raven King.
Oof.
I rolled a 6.
I know. I guess you're like Lady Brandon. You're one of the new one. You know, you're new in your life.
I'm still figuring out who I am.
Still figuring out who you are.
Ooh.
Plus 5.
I have +7. But, you know, when you don't roll well, it happens.
Yeah.
So Marta
That's right,
also
Maisie,
needs
yell
to
at those
roll. Marta fails, but is resistant to poison damage. And weird. Vela is actually going to use a reaction here. Vela sees this oncoming cloud of poison and throws her hands up, and flaming orange glyphs like appear in the air ahead of you all, and as the poison hits it, it's like it burns away part of the effect. Everybody gets to roll again.
There we go.
What are
Lexi
we
does
rolling
not need
again?
to.
Oh, Constitution.
Yeah,
You don't
Lexi
need
doesn't need to.
Oh, okay, because I passed. Okay.
Oh boy. These dice rolls are just coming for Cyrus. All right.
Cyrus the Unlucky, that's your new nickname.
Did really good on the wisdom.
Yeah.
So Lexi, let's see. Oh, whoops, they get to roll again as well. My gosh, Marta has now functionally gotten 4 rolls and has failed on all of them with a
Good
fairly
Lord,
high
Marta.
bonus.
Wow.
Marta.
Okay. Everyone's going to take half damage except for Cyrus.
Does that include me?
Yes, you actually cleared it on the first try.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Yeah, you didn't have to roll again because you cleared it the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you take that damage.
I take half damage.
Yeah.
How much is
Ooh.
damage?
Half damage is 27.
Jesus Christ. Oops. Have to hit the damage button, Rachel.
So, yeah.
Ow.
That means the full hit on Cyrus is going to be 54 points of poison damage.
Oh, I'm out.
Lambton unleashes this horrible fog over you all. Vela manages to hold part of it back, but it hits, and instantly your skin, your eyes, your lungs, everything is burning. All right, and it is Vela's turn. Vela is going to she could do other things, but she's going to pull out a superior potion of healing and is going to immediately feed that to Cyrus.
Bless.
So that is superior is 8d4 plus 8.
All right.
And she's going to move sort of up towards the bow to kind of get out of the way a little. Oryx, you're up.
All right, so now I get to figure out what that first thing did.
Oh, yeah. Roll a d6.
Well, what if I don't wanna?
DM demands it, therefore you must do it.
Got a 2.
All right, with a 2. Roll 1d8.
Do I have to start
options are
running
endless.
in a random
This
direction?
is like some, like what?
7.
The Choose Your Own Adventure book.
With a 7. You are going to use all your movement to move in this direction.
Is there a wall in the way?
Nope, that's just clean off the edge of the boat.
Okay. Do I get to choose when that happens, or is that like immediately?
The target takes no action or bonus action and uses all of its movement to move in a random direction.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, there we go. So 30 feet to the southwest.
Does that mean you're in the water?
I think it does.
Hope you can swim.
Sploosh. Please tell me that's just one turn and done.
Not technically as written, but I'm realizing that this thing is written in a ridiculous way. I'm actually looking what book this came from. Okay, it's OG Monster Manual, which might make sense. As written, you have to roll a 5 or a 6, and then you get to make a saving throw. So we're not going to do that. You hit the water. You've lost a turn. We're going to be fine. At the end of Oryx's turn, Lambton dissolves into mist. And it is Lexi's turn.
I do not appreciate this.
Lexi is pissed. This bitch ran away before she could employ her rage. Come here. Where's it? Inventory. I'm tapping the wrong button. There we go. Options. So Lexi is gonna take her cold iron ball and whack the little blue dragon dog in front of her. And it's a 9. So
All right. 9 does not hit, but you've got another attack.
I've got another attack. So she's going to try and hit it again. And that's a 16.
16 is going to hit.
Okay. And that's 8 points of damage.
All right. As you smash into it, you realize, like, these things are not particularly tough. You take it from, like, looking fine to being pretty hurt pretty quick.
Yep.
All right. Cyrus, that is 8d4 plus 8 hit points.
Hey.
It is interesting that there's not a neat little, like, plus whatever to add to the roller. That just seems obvious on some level, but what do I know? All right, 18, so 26 hit points. And it's your turn. So you can still feel Mort in the beneath the grate to your left.
Sorry, I couldn't find the button to make it heal on D&D Beyond. All right, yeah. So I think what I remember was Cyrus was like attempting to break it open with something at the end, or maybe I had just investigated it.
I think you were speculating about what cold iron tools you had to try and break into it. Okay. So you are welcome to go ahead and make an attempt at that. I'll say that you have something that'll work.
Okay.
Because really, you're not necessarily needing like a fine, complex tool. It's more of an ambient effect. So as long as you have one, you can make it work.
Okay.
So you're going to go play with the grate?
Yeah. Will that be was trying to figure out, will that take my action?
Yeah, I think that this is going to probably be an action.
Okay.
Because this is a pretty complex thing you're trying to unravel here.
Okay.
I think it's also one of those weird things where, like, they don't specify what kind of action this usually is, but
So
I think there's another ability that clarifies that somebody gets to use thieves' tools as a bonus action, which would imply that normally it's an action.
yeah. Yeah. So that was gonna be my other like, because like technically as an arcane trickster, I can control my mage hand with a bonus action. So like I don't know, it doesn't really change my action economy much for this round, but I didn't know if I could like do the hand. Actually,
You could drop the mage hand this turn and go ahead and
yeah.
make one attempt with the mage hand, and then that frees you up for subsequent turns to be able to still attack, and while the
Yeah.
mage hand does its thing,
Yeah. So
which is a really cool image.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then move. Ah. What is my movement? Yeah, so I'll bamf out the mage hand. Take all like 1, 2, 3. So I'll like move here, bamf out the mage hand, and then I think slide a little bit farther down the deck, and then use my mage hand to attempt.
All right. We're going to call this, since you have the cold iron, we'll call this. What should we call this? Here's what we'll do. So this is going to be a. You're going to need to pass one Thieves' Tools check and one Arcana check. But your Cold Iron is going to give you advantage on both.
Okay.
So you can do whichever one you want this turn.
These tools 26.
Yeah, so this part, no worries at all. You're easily able to physically detach parts of the binding here, both the physical grate itself and also just like prying up parts of the like arcane focuses that are embedded all over this. And immediately the grate starts to like shift and shake a little. All right, that's action and bonus action both, I believe.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. In that case, we'll wait. It is Marta's turn. Marta is going to use her claw attacks to try and smack these things around her out of the air. That's a hit. Marta smacks one of them, and it just like into opalescent blood and fairy dust. She's going to smack the other one. That's a miss. She's going to try and headbutt it. That is a hit. and blast the other one. So she is now standing alone, and she's just going to yell, "Lambton, you coward! Get out here!"
Marta, be careful what you wish for.
And that brings us to our surviving fairy dragon, who is very hurt. And it's going to use a bonus action to disappear.
Smart.
Coward. He says from the water.
Yeah.
On initiative 20, the mist rolls. And literally it seems to swirl in strange patterns. Oryx, roll 1d4 for me.
Two.
With a 2. The mist swirls and something forms on the edge of the deck. The mist coalesces into what looks like a little miniature misty dragon creature. But it doesn't get to go. It is Lambton's turn. Lambton has not left, of course. So first, we're going to give him a recharge check. And Lambton is going to reappear and try to bite at Lexi. Whew. That is a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
This long neck of this serpentine lantern just lashes down.
But he does get hit by my hero light.
All right. Do you want to burn the big one?
Oh, I have a big one? Wait, what?
Yeah, the one you got after you picked up Marcus Prim's hero light shard.
Oh, hey, stop it. Hold on.
This changes everything.
Boxes, get in the way. Stop it. I'm trying to look at things. Not pop-ups. All right, where is that one again? Because that's not under reaction.
I think it might be under the hero light, like feat or feature. Let me pull it up.
Under features. Okay.
Yes, blinding light. So it'll make a con save, and on a failure, it takes 4d6 plus your con mod radiant damage, and is blinded for 1 minute, repeating the save at the end of each turn.
Okay. Is there a button for me to press, or is it just
I might not have programmed a button for it.
Okay, that's fine. If I have to roll something, just tell me what I need to roll.
Yep. 4d6 plus your Constitution modifier.
4d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Constitution modifier. 14.
All right. Also, the dice are clearly trying to kill you all. Lambton got a nat 20 on his Constitution save.
Oh, fuck you, Lambton.
All right. So
How much does he hit me for?
let me go back and look here. So Lambton, 14 points of piercing and 7 points of poison. So that is...
She's raging.
Right,
Yeah.
so it's 7 of the first and 3 of the other.
Yeah.
10 total.
Okay.
And now some claw attacks.
Oh. Why?
Whew. 23 to hit with the first claw.
Jesus Christ.
Nat 1 on the second.
Very nice. How do I get my armor class up? Like, seriously.
7 slashing.
My armor, I know.
Well, as a barbarian, increase your constitution.
Yeah.
I mean, also, we've sort of established that maul, the mallet, as sort of Lexi's classic weapon. But if you were to use a shield, that would immediately bump you up by 2.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I use a lot of two-handers, so.
It is Vela's turn. Vela is... Yeah, use it if you got it. Oh, you're way in the water. This would have been much better if she could see you. Vela yells, well, I was saving this for a surprise, but I guess that only helps if we're not dead. And Vela chants some words in Draconic. And what you all can see is that like scales ripple up Vela's arms, and phantasmal wings of fire form off of her back. There are flaming horns sort of coming back from her head, and she's going to use Draconic Transformation.
Nice.
Awesome.
This is her big gun spell that she has been saving literally the whole time y'all have been here. And so she is going to immediately breathe fire at Lambton and the breath creature.
Go, girl.
So she flies up into the air a little bit and breathes it down. And they're going to need to make some dex saves. Lambton. I think it's your spell save DC, I assume. Lambton passes. And the breath passes. 15 on the die. Annoying. 31 points of damage, so each of them is going to take 15. That makes it Oryx's turn.
All right. So since this is a pleasure barge, I shouldn't have too much trouble getting back on, right?
No. I'll also say you're familiar with some of the sort of plant life in the water there. These sort of lily pads are firm enough that you could stand on them if you wanted to.
Yeah, but then I'd be all alone out there.
This is true.
Eric's like, yeah, no, that's not my style.
5, 10. Let's do 15 and then reconsider. Can I see Mort from here?
You can't.
I mean, he's underneath.
You can like see some of him through the grate.
Can I see enough of him for him to be considered a creature in sight?
Give me an Arcana check.
7.
God damn it.
Uh,
Fucking dice.
yeah, you don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll just risk it then, because I can see everybody else, right?
Yes.
All right. My grin kind of goes feral. Yeah, I really wanted to try this.
Your grim.
Grin.
Oh, grin. Okay.
I cast Spirit Guardians.
Yes. For that purposes, you can see him. I thought you were aiming for some kind of teleport shenanigans.
No.
Chloe's like, is he gonna try and get him out of the grate? This does not fit with my storyline.
Yeah, so you cast Spirit Guardians. It's a little bit different this time. What rolls off of you is different than it's been before. It's almost like a carpet of gray fire. And Cyrus, how do you feel about Oryx dropping this field of gray fire everywhere since you're in it?
Oh, it's cool.
Does it hurt?
What would your reaction be before it touches you?
Oh, okay. So a field of gray fire. He probably immediately would like double check if it's coming from Mort, I think. Would probably be his like would be like, did you figure out how to like, well that's new. Did you
Wait, you did that?
So you all find that this gray fire does not hurt you. Instead, it's just sort of pleasantly warm. So Spirit Guardians is, I believe, an action.
It is an action.
Are you going to do any bonus action shenanigans?
So was it a difficult terrain to get back on the boat, or was it just regular?
I don't think so. I think this barge, like, it's wide and heavy, and also sort of magically supported. So it doesn't have to obey sort of normal physics of boats. So there's not a ton of like railing or stuff to get over. You can literally just like pull yourself up.
Well, then I
And
will
let's be
finish
real.
my movement behind Lexi.
If it's a party barge, then yeah, people gonna fall off sometimes on accident.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
What?
You jumped up the floor. You didn't
That's
climb
what
the
I was asking about.
stairs.
14.
It is not from that. It is because you have just crashed into the invisible fairy dragon that was in that space. So you feel something like thrash against you, like sort of a cold, scaly, large cat. But you manage to sort of like push it out of the way without getting cut.
Wait, I just realized can we tell it's emanating from Oryx?
Yes, it's centered on him, so it'll be sort of
Okay.
following him around.
So I'm pretty sure Cyrus has a like split moment then where like he's like, yes, I'm doing so much, I'm getting Mort into the fight, and then he looks up and sees an Oryx and it's like, wait, come again?
How did you do that?
That's new.
So that gets Oryx up. Lexi, it is your turn.
All right. This asshole. I think I'm gonna go for my trusty old mallet and whack him with my mallet. That's an 11. That's not gonna hit. Come on, dice.
And your attack bonus is like huge.
It's +7.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, I didn't see what I originally rolled because it's behind the Zoom window, but yeah. Well, all right. That's a 22 to hit.
22 is going to hit.
All right. That's 13 points of damage.
All right. Your weapon just smashes across Lambton, and there is almost a quality of like. For a second, you would think that you didn't even hit because there's not enough resistance.
Right.
But then you see there's like a splatter of. It's almost like a thicker river water. It is has a viscous quality to it, and it is infused with the same sort of lights that are in the mist, and this sort of chunk of liquid Lambton is knocked out of him. It glows where it falls across the deck. All right. Anything else?
Let's see. I don't have any other bonus. Do you have a bonus action to do anything other than rage? No, I don't. Okay. And
All
I'm not
right.
Yep, I'm good.
Then Cyrus, it is your turn.
All right.
Nice.
We're going to do the Arcana check on the Great first.
All right.
So that's a dirty 20.
Oh, hello. I accidentally made myself move and I didn't mean to. I was like, wait, what am I doing?
So there is you know what you're doing with the tools, and the tools sort of continue to be sort of manipulated by your mage hands, picking away at the physical components of whatever this is, and you find yourself slipping into a different mental state. You're in the realm now of intuition and guesswork and arcane sensation. And there's a strange duality where you can almost feel your arcane senses pressing on both sides of this cage as Mort's senses from inside are echoing back and forth with you. And you're able to feel the contours of all these interlocking layers of magic. And maybe you notice this, maybe you don't, but what the others would notice is there are crows starting to land all along like the rigging and the sails and the edge of the ship. And as your frantic sort of lockpicking is happening, as your arcane senses are pressing against it, some of the birds take off and they start to dive bomb. And they hit this intangible, invisible sphere of magic, and they burst into black mist. But each time one hits, there's a flicker, and the flicker gets weaker. And just one, and then another, and another. And you all start to realize there are so many of these creatures until finally
This is more than a murder of crows.
there is like a blanket of black birds swarming around, and one more, and this arcane lattice work breaks. And Cyrus, what you see is a pale hand reaches up and grabs the edge of the deck. So if you use your bonus action, is there anything you want to do with your action?
Crap.
Yeah, I think Cyrus is going to focus on trying to just get Mort out in case somebody tries to reform anything before he's out. So yeah, I think Cyrus would want to use his action. My two thoughts are either can I pull him out, pull him up, or if not, I have another possibility. But I think can Cyrus use his main action to get Mort up on the deck?
Yeah, you can easily pull him up.
Okay.
So can you mage hand him?
I was thinking about doing
scoop him up with your mage hand.
Or like I could cast rope trick, like right at his hand, so he could find the rope all the way out. But
it feels very like a Mario game hidden level kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole battle sort of pauses for a moment as Cyrus's hand reaches down and grabs Mort and starts to pull him up from this pit. And as the last of this arcane hindrance fades, you see Mort sort of solidify. He's been in this sort of blurry state where he's passing from one form to the next. The Mort that you pull up is this archaic looking warrior in this black armor. As soon as this cage breaks, he starts to sort of fill back in a little bit. He doesn't look quite as skeletal as he did a moment ago. But as you pull him up, you all hear it all around. The birds that have gathered here take to the wing and fly up into the air, and you hear the flapping of so many wings. There are crows coming from every direction. And it's very noticeable because there are no crows in fairy per se. There are fairy birds, but crows and ravens themselves are not particularly common here. And they are coming from somewhere in the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, calling and flapping and shrieking. And against all logic, a column of these birds explodes upwards and out like a geyser from the space that Mort is exiting. Cyrus, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
$21.
Let me see if I have... you feel this link that you've had with Mort this whole time. It's almost like it's been notes that were just slightly out of tune. Like there was a dissonant chord. And when you pull him out, something resolves. You feel power ripping through you. It reminds you very, very much of the feeling of becoming the Great Raven under the Raven Palace. But it's not as wild or animalistic. But something in you is feeding off of Mort being here. Mechanically, you're going to have a fly speed equal to your walking speed.
Nice.
And as long as it's against two different targets, you can use your sneak attack damage twice in a turn.
Ooh.
Sweet.
The your coat responds. You feel it sort of shift, and that mantle of feathers falls down your back. But now there are black, almost solid phantasmal wings pushing up and through it. And you can feel this sort of shadowy energy concentrating like it's dripping down from your fingers towards your elbow. And I guess that is your turn.
So Cyrus is gonna just look Mort dead in the eyes and go, "I hate cats."
Mort lets out this huge laugh that you've maybe never heard Mort laugh like this. This laugh sounds more like it comes from like Banner, like a big, deep, rumbling laugh from this Mort who is fully like 1.5 feet taller than the Mort that you are familiar with. And the ravens are circling and drawing closer. And now it is Marta's turn. Marta is going to... Let's see. Marta is going to go punch this breath creature.
Why not? Is that the one that
Yep.
ran away from Oryx?
No, that one's just like a little...
Okay.
Its attack deals 1 point of damage.
Ah,
It's a little spell sack. It's all it has.
right.
So she's going to run over and punch a cloud.
Why not?
Man. Misses on the first one. Hits on the second. And makes a horn attack. Hits with the horn attack. "13 slashing, 13 piercing." She manages to carve out a big chunk of this mist. And brings us to the top of the round. The invisible Dragonborn is just done with this. It's gone.
Wisdom
Not
save.
Dragonborn, sorry. Dragon. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It just wanted to live.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't exempt it.
It succeeds.
All right, so that's half damage.
Oh, no, it's still going to die then. Yeah, go ahead and roll. You'd have to roll minimum damage for this thing to not die.
Oh.
Yep, it's dead.
It did.
All right. On initiative 20, Lexi, roll a 1d4 for me.
One.
That is what you wanted to roll.
Oh, good.
Let's see. None of that matters. At the end of that poor dead fairy dragon's turn, Lambton is going to use a different breath weapon. Lambton takes a huge breath, and it's almost like it's breathing out the river mist directly. There is a sweetness to it as it rolls over you. And Lexi and Oryx need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, not again. 16.
16 passes. 14 does not pass.
Damn, I was so close to a nat 22.
So some of this
Can I
mist,
react? Can I still react with Euro Light on that?
I think you have to take damage.
I have to take damage. Okay.
This is not a damaging effect.
Okay.
All right. That was the legendary action. So it is now Lambton's turn.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Wait. So what did I just do then? Did I take damage?
No.
No,
No.
you are affected by something that you'll discover at the top of your
Okay.
turn.
Okay. Okay.
Lambton fails his save. So how much damage?
18.
I feel like Joe and Oryx are vibing right now with this like vindictive urge to hurt Lambton.
Yup.
All right. So Lambton is not thrilled with that. So he just used his breath. does not recharge. Lambton is going to use a bite attack against Oryx.
There.
25 to hit.
Damn.
No, that misses. Yeah. How much?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
17 piercing. And 8 poison.
Ow.
Are you dead?
No.
No.
I need to make a constitution save to hold the concentration, right?
Yep.
Oh, 23.
Well, that
All
works.
right. And 2 claw attacks against Lexi. That's a 15 to hit and a 13 to hit.
Neither hits.
All right. Lambton had a disappointing turn.
Good.
It is Vela's turn. Vela is... Oh my gosh, that's a bonus action. Vela is going to try and clear the deck a little bit here. So Vela is going to flame mark the breath weapon. The breath creature. 17 points of fire damage, and it is marked. And as you all will remember from previous fights with Vela, when she marks something with flame mark, the next fire attack against it deals extra damage. And a 25 to hit against Lambton. Whew, max damage. And one more on Lambton for good measure. And can she... Vela is going to get kind of like up above Marta and breathe down at the breath, animate breath, and Lambton. So they're going to make dex saves. Oops. Lambton saves. Breath fails. A wave of fire carves out most of this animate breath weapon, but does not hurt Lambton particularly badly. At the end of Vela's turn, Lambton is going to blow all of his legendary actions for this turn. And you see that there is like a pulse of color, and it's like some of the river and some of the mist is pulled up into Lambton. And he regains 16 hit points. Very low rolls. All right, Oryx, it is your turn.
Okay. So just to remind myself, Lambton is more of a water dragon, yes?
I would just say you know this very specifically. Lambton is definitely intimately connected with the water, but his sort of elemental aspect in Dungeons and Dragons terms is poison.
Okay. Useful to know.
There's just no way Oryx wouldn't know that.
Right. Let's see. I am going to step back to try and get a better angle without getting Lambton out of the aura.
You will be stepping out of his reach.
Never mind then.
Okay. And I say that you would know this because you just got hit by him.
Fair. actually. Let's see. I'm going to use sorcery points. I wanted to make him have disadvantage on a save, but I could use sorcery points for a bonus action spell instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will take the dodge action to get out of his range. And then use my sorcery points to, let's see, how far away is Lexi? Okay.
Does Lexi need to move?
I'm going to drop a fireball right about here. So it should only hit Lambton.
Okay.
And I'm going to upcast it to 4th level.
See if I get it right size. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Looks like you can drop it where it will hit the breath weapon too, and nobody else.
Perfect.
All right.
So it's a dex save of 17 and 33 points of fire damage.
I'm going to call this a box of doom roll. I wish I had one. So.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. 37 points because it's my first fire spell of the turn.
So you have we'll sort of narrate this in a second. Here's what I'll tell you. If Lambton fails this save, you might very well kill him. So let's
Missing a butt.
Well, let's see how he does.
Gotta manage to do it though.
Lambton gets a dirty 20.
Damn.
Okay. So 37 becomes what, 18?
Well, what does Vela's bonus do?
That's right. That's an extra 1d10. Let's go ahead and roll that. Then we'll cut that in half.
So let's see. If that's all part of it, so it would have been 37 plus the 3 is 40, so 20 total. Yeah?
Yep. And then I will quantify this better later. I think Oryx is surprised by how well this works. What does Oryx Fireball normally look like?
Normally, it looks kind of like silver and gold fireworks.
So, as you channel this fireball and it projects out from you, it forms the sort of normal silver and gold flames, but something of this gray fire of the crown hanging over your head flows into it as well. And as it hits, there are gray flames mixed in among it. So what I'm going to do for now is we're going to add your level as extra damage, because this is a magic that was made for killing powerful fae. So that's going to get cut in half. But something about this is going to linger on Lambton. There's something profoundly bad about this for him. Uh, it the gray fire remains, and it almost looks like fairy fire, except you can tell it is still actually burning him.
Hmm.
It is searing, and it's like getting down between scales, and you see patches that just burn away. What do you want to do now?
Well, that was everything, and that poor little breath monster is probably just gone.
Oh yeah, it's gone. Between the fireball, the extra damage, and the extra damage from Vela, it is gone. All right. Lexi, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna beat his butt with my hammer. You roll a nat 20 with the hammer.
All right.
The brewer's mallet in all its ancient glory. So that's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That will be 15 points of damage. It says crit. Oh, right, because it was a crit roll. Okay. It's like, why does it say crit there?
And the mallet has extra damage on a crit.
Yes, it does. I think it calculated that though. It's 4d6 plus 6.
That would just be the regular crit. So this is
Okay,
going to
then
be an extra 2d8.
it's an extra 2d8 that I have to roll. Okay.
Yep.
That'll be an extra 10 points.
All right.
And that was my first hit. So,
Yep.
a 19, so 26.
Yeah,
I almost
that'll
rolled
hit.
that one. It was on a nat one, and it just like no. So 26. And another 15 to hit.
Lambton is so hurt.
15 points of damage, I should say.
Lambton is so hurt.
So remind me, wasn't there a thing where I could like do a third hit? What did I have to do for that?
That was from haste.
That was from haste. Okay. So I was like, wait, can I do that?
All right.
Damn it. So close. I guess I get the support. I get the assist for that goal.
Well, since he's now covered in your booze, I think Vela's going to kill him.
Well, yeah, she can just light his ass on fire.
So, we turn back to Cyrus. Mort is still not looking great. Better than before, but not great. But we can see that something about Mort's presence is amplifying Cyrus. Cyrus, it is your turn. Phantasmal wings flying out from your back, shadowy mist coiling down your arms. What are you going to do?
I think this is where Cyrus is going to pull out Ill Omen and steady aim and fire off a shot.
Feeling a lot of tension for this dice roll.
27 to hit.
All right. Roll up your 10,000 d6s.
30 damage.
So, how does Cyrus make this shot? And this shot is going to grievously wound Lambton. So how does Cyrus make the shot, and how does the hit land?
Um, so I'm going to imagine Cyrus aiming. He's aiming at he's aiming at one of Lambton's eyes, and that maybe even one of those ravens has like started to hover around Lambton's head, and when Cyrus fires the arrow, that like extra sneak attack is this raven like rushing in and impacting Lambton in the eye at the same time, along with the arrow strike.
So in this moment, a combination of powers that hasn't existed in 15 centuries comes together again. Lambton, this draconic lord of the Fae, looming up out of his own river of mists and illusion, roaring, trying to press his will down against these strange creatures that have intruded so deep into his lair. Lambton is seared with this strange liquid hero light that poured off of this awful human barbarian's weapon, and it is still sort of clinging to him and washing over him in places. And this white fire that he hasn't seen in 1,500 years is eating into him. And branded across his scales are the marks of Blackthorn magic. A human magic that came to rival the most powerful of Fae sorcerers. And it sears and it burns and it amplifies all of these wounds. And then this gray fire, this once in all of history, they believed, this horrible fire that burns away specifically at his kind, has burned, and his scales are scarred and warped as this gray fire clings. And finally, this dark, wild, blood-soaked magic of the Tuatha. This arrow wrapped in shadow, fired from this black feathered being. The arrow pierces, and all of the different forces seem to recognize each other. They seem to harmonize in a way that is greater than the individual parts. And as Lambton rears back, this arrow deep in its eye, hero fire and gray flame and blackthorn brands flickering all over his body, and then the ravens descend. Countless ravens fall like a cloud, and some of them hover just above him, pecking and scratching and clawing. Some of them fall and just burst in a tiny explosion of black shadowy magic. And each wound feeds these fires. And you see Lambton Dragon Lord of the Fae shudder. And when he shudders, the whole river ripples in every direction. All of these strange lights flicker. For a moment, the whole place is plunged into darkness, lit only by the multicolored, burning frame of Lambton. And then Lambton lets out a shuddering and falls into the river. And scorched opalescent blood covers the surface of the river, seeping out until it stretches as far as you can see. One of the Dragon Lords of the Fae is dead. And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
Literally about to have Lexi go, well, now what do we do?
You'll have a little while to think about it. Lots of interesting ramifications will probably unfold from here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and kill the recording.
Recording stopped.
And everybody on the internet, have a wonderful week. And we'll be back next time to see what in the world they're going to do about this.